Hello, everyone. This is TRESHA from the editing room, just coming in to say really quickly that this episode was divided into two parts because we ended up recording for a whole 2 hours, and I didn't want to cut any of the shenanigans because it's in the name of our show. We're called Shownanigans because of the you guys get it. But anyhow, if you hear the audio fading out, don't be afraid. That's just because I've cut it. That's where I've cut it. And part 2 will be out next week. I'm very sleepy. Enjoy the episode. Bye. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shownanigans. My name is Duke.
And my name is Tube.
Also known as Deva. And
Hi. My name is Dory.
Dory?
Yeah.
Can I be Nemo?
Yeah. What other Dory do you know? Are there more Dorys?
I don't know, like it's short for Dorothy, right?
I don't think Dorothy from the Golden Girls would go up to anybody and be like,
say
"Hi,
Dory.
My name is Dory."
Except me. If my name was Dorothy.
Your name's not Dory. And you'd be Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
What a fun conversation we're having.
With that tone too. What a fun conversation we're having.
I've never had such riveting conversing in my entire living time. So
Really?
Dupe. Yeah, no. This is good.
So me.
So Doob,
Yes.
we have watched another episode of Beastars.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it make you feel?
Oh my.
Oh my?
Well, at times it was uncomfortable.
Okay. Yes. I understand that.
Yeah. I
I can see you again on our Word document. I can see the DK, the Donkey Kong.
Hello, it is I, DK.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Oh my. Lost my train of thought.
You lost your train, your thought?
Train of thought.
You lost your train, your thought?
Oh yeah, so at times it was uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but other times it was enjoyable. Sometimes it was together. It was like uncomfortable, and then it was like, oh, okay.
It was a really weird episode. I don't know. It was like a transition episode, don't you feel like?
It kind of gave like I definitely learned a lot more about them than I did in the previous episode, I would say. Because, well, yeah, we will go over that later.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, yes.
So what happened in the last episode really quickly? I don't even remember, and we watched it. All I remember is the ending. Like, Legoshi, I guess he wakes up and he goes to get food at the cafeteria and stuff, and he's like remembering what happened the night before with Haru.
Yeah, and then there was that fight scene with the tiger and stuff.
No, it wasn't a tiger, it was a hyena. Get your animals correct, dude. A hyena and a fox. Come on. I at least remember that.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, they fight with each other and it like activates Legoshi's inner beast and he almost lashes out. Mm-hmm. But then Louie comes and kind of saves him. And then some other stuff happens. Like we see, like I guess they practice for Adler. And then at the end, not at the end, but like during that practice, the art club asks Legoshi to go get flowers for the performance tomorrow, and Kibby the anteater goes with him, and they go upstairs and to the gardening club to get the flowers, and then the anteater abandons him because he knows that Haru is up there, and Legoshi is just stuck up there with Haru the entire time, and he helps her out because Haru doesn't want to give him the flowers for free, and then she thanks him by initiating sex.
Yep.
But that's not what Legoshi wants. He just wants to talk to her. He like that's what he's thinking. Like I want to talk to her and I want to get to know her more. But Haru thinks his hesitation in trying to speak his mind to her means he wants the sex.
Which is a totally inappropriate conclusion.
Yeah,
but
that's where we left off.
Based on her experiences.
Yeah. So this episode 3, is called A Wolf is Born, which we will see happening by the end of it in an interesting way. Not in the way we saw before where Legoshi turns into like a beast, but in a different way. Anyhow, in the summary from this episode, taken from Netflix, is Haru, or as they've written in the Netflix thing, they wrote Hal. They wrote Hal and Legoshi. It's Haru. I'm not even kidding. They wrote Hal. Look at the thing. It says Hal. I'm looking at the episode summary on Netflix right now, and it says Hal. Hal and Legoshi's. They made Haru. Haru and Legoshi's interaction ends extremely awkwardly, which is, to say the least. It was
yeah.
It was like in the last episode I was saying wee woo. It wasn't just extremely awkwardly. It was wee woo levels of awkward. And with 2 days to the performance, the school's newspaper is sniffing out what Louie is hiding, which is true. There's 2 days left until the drama club is going to start performing Adler. So like they're kicking their practices into gear and everything. And some of the characters we see this episode are, again, Legoshi, Haru, Louie, Kimi the Anteater, and then we get to meet the newspaper club, who's trying to dig out some sort of fresh scoop for their newspaper. Is there anybody else I'm forgetting?
I think those are the main ones.
Yeah. Okay. But before we start talking about the episode, which is the bulk of the show, it's what we do. We talk about the dumb episode for an hour and a half, and then we go fuck off and do something else, like eat food. I have to ask you, what animal am I? Remember we talked about that last time. I was supposed to ask you what animal I am, and you were going to tell me.
Yeah. I would still say that you are Legoshi.
Okay.
Legoshi is cool, but also like socially awkward. Not saying you're that level, like you're definitely much less.
Okay.
But like I think he's the most like relatable
to me
kind of character. Yeah.
What if I said I related to Kibby the Anteater? What would you say then?
I would say, do you want to be a bitch?
Do I want to be a bitch?
He's so weird.
Do you want to be a little bitch, Trisha? Is that what you want to be?
Are you for real though, or like just?
No, I do relate to Louie. Louie?
Louie.
Legoshi.
Another bitch.
Legoshi. I relate to Legoshi more. I guess. Yeah. I guess
maybe
so.
If are there more characters that come up, or
yes, there are. There should be more. There's like I said, there's even more in the manga. I can't remember them all right now. I think I would also I would relate you to Jack in a way. Louie. I keep saying Louie. Legoshi's bestie, the golden retriever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't seen much of him, but like from what I read in the manga, I think you're kind of like him. Maybe I am like Louie. Maybe that's why I'm getting it mixed up. Louie and Legoshi's name mixed up. Maybe I'm actually Louie.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm a bitch.
No matter what. It comes down to that.
Okay. Well, let's get started with the episode.
One other thing too I'd like to add.
What?
To save myself. So in the last episode, when we were doing the summary, you remember how I was like, ponders his own ferocious impulses and altercation. Remember? I couldn't read it properly.
You can read, yeah, I know.
Yeah, because it was missing the colon? No. What is it called? The semicolon.
The semicolon?
Yeah.
What does the semicolon even do?
It provides a little bit of a stop.
Wouldn't that be what the other one does? A
No,
comma. That's it.
so colon would be like if you're listing certain things,
Yes.
but semicolon is to combine two sentences together. But
Okay.
it's just a little hesitation. Pretty
Okay.
much. I
All
mean, that's
right.
not 100%, but that's
Look,
how it is here.
Look, I can't control C from Netflix onto our Word document. I have to write it out on my tiny phone when I'm watching the episode and I'm half asleep because I've just gotten home from work.
I know, but when I was reading it, I was like, wait, it doesn't flow.
Look, it's still
Like,
your
what?
fault.
It's not.
It is.
I read it all together in one sentence as if it was this gigantic jumbo thing.
But it
But
needed
then
a
when you read it,
semicolon.
you actually hesitated and then you do it. That's why I was like, is there a period or like something there? But yeah.
You're a period.
Eh,
Start the episode. Start the episode.
okay.
Also, let it be known that you can learn lots of educational things, like what a semicolon is on our show.
I'm sure I'm not 100%,
I mean,
but
you said it with confidence, so that means it must be true.
Okay, so everyone.
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 All of you.
Mostly TRESHA.
Mostly me, because I'm here right now.
So the first scene, it's the opening scene, and basically Kibby the anteater is sitting with his friends. There's Kibby, and then there's like an antelope as well. The name isn't really provided, but
it doesn't matter. He's antelope number 1.
Antelope number 1 is there. Kibby is there, and do you remember like Mizuchi's boyfriend? Well, you remember Mizuchi, right?
I remember Mizuchi. I remember a nice bitch.
At least you didn't say Mizuchi. For your relatable person or animal.
I don't throw water on people regularly.
Yeah. Oh. Only every other day.
Yes.
But yeah, so her boyfriend is also here. So her boyfriend, Kibby, and an antelope, number 1.
Yes.
They're all sitting on a bench, and Kibby notices that there's fur on Mizuchi's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's like pure white, which doesn't match Mizuchi because he's like, what do you call that? Mixed harlequin, right?
No, they're just harlequin rabbits. So one half of them is one color and one half of them is another color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because he's a harlequin rabbit, he saw the fur and he was like, oh, that doesn't belong here.
This doesn't belong to your girlfriend.
And Mizuchi's boyfriend, he basically just, his name is not mentioned either, but yeah, her boyfriend basically gushes on like how he basically slept with a cute little draft.
Why have you written draft rabbit? Who's draft rabbit? Dwarf rabbit.
Yeah.
Let it be known that we can spell.
It basically gushes on how he slept with a cute little
rabbit.
Dwarf rabbit that is both cute, hot, and sexy.
Oh.
Haru.
Oh yeah. I don't know many other draft rabbits.
So then Kibby just starts going on about like how he shouldn't be cheating on her. Like Mizuchi's boyfriend shouldn't be cheating on her and how it's not right. And he's just like scolding him back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
He's right because it's wrong.
Yeah.
Even though Mizuchi is a bit.
Yeah. This little picture of Mizuchi appears like over like their heads, and she's like, yeah. She's like waving her arms around, and she looks all angry. She looks like a bitch.
Basically. And meanwhile, the antelope that's sitting beside Kibby is like super calm. And he just casually mentions that he also slept with her.
It's like, what? You too? That's such a coincidence.
Yeah. Because Mizuchi's boyfriend was referring to Haru as like pure and white, and he was just like la la la.
What? Who was la la la? What was la la la?
Haru.
Oh.
And so he like pretty much got the picture. He was like, "Oh, yeah, that's Haru. I slept with her too."
The way he talks, though, he's like, she cleans up after herself. She's not a sound sleeper.
Yeah.
It was like, why are you so calm?
Yeah.
Bro, show some emotion.
Yeah.
She has pure white fur everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
Then the antelope like kind of warns Mizuchi's boyfriend, and he goes, "Girls like her can be more dangerous and more deadly than any carnivorous beasts." Basically, like, be careful.
Yeah. And then Mizuchi's boyfriend is like, what? There are other guys she's gotten her claws into too? And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And Kibi's like, claws? She's not like a carnivore. She's an herbivore. But like, I guess the thing about Haru is like, she's not, I guess because of her looks, she looks like she wouldn't, I guess, I'm generalizing, be like that type of girl. So I guess they fell for her, but once they realize that she sleeps around, it like they can't get involved with her like seriously, and then they just kind of are like, wow, she's deadly because like she makes you fall for her, but then she tosses you aside. But she doesn't make you do anything if you think about it.
I think they kind of like have this bias about her.
Yeah.
Like right after like seeing who she is, basically. Because they had this opinion of her before actually meeting her, just by her looks and stuff, and then they see a different person.
Yeah.
And so that perspective was basically shattered. It's gone.
She doesn't have like any obligation to fall in love with them and date them. She can do what she wants, just like how they can do what they want with any girl, I guess. But I guess seeing a girl do that is more surprising than seeing a guy do that to a girl, I guess.
So they basically kind of just dismiss her.
Yeah.
As this.
She's dangerous.
Yeah, so then you realize like this beginning scene was basically just kind of a not a throwback, like a flashback.
A throwback. It's Throwback Thursday. On this Throwback Thursday, we're going to talk about how Mizuchi's boyfriend had the sex. No.
No. It was a flashback. So
that's the word. That's good job.
So yeah, that whole scene was basically a flashback. And we go back to the present time. And it's like pretty much where we left off, but it's
the sex is almost gonna happen, maybe.
Almost.
So
remember when Kibi was like, basically he ditched Legoshi when they went to get the flowers from Haru. I
remember.
Did a 360 and was like, bye.
Yep.
360, 180, sorry.
Oh yeah. He would have just turned all the way back around and just ran straight into Haru if he did a 360, wouldn't he have? See ya, Legoshi! Boop, right into Haru.
Oh my god. Yeah. When he did the 180 and he like left. You see that part from Kibi's perspective.
Did a
he's on the other
180.
Oh god.
Baby. Thinking about the way. Sorry. When you said 180, I was like, what is that from? What is that from? Dua Lipa.
And then it started playing in your head.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. So you see you see that same kind of scene right after that scene from Kibi's perspective, and he's on the other side of the door and he's like remembering
what he did 5 seconds ago.
Well, yeah, he's remembering that, and he's also thinking about like the whole scene where they were on the bench and they were talking about Haru, right? Yeah, so he says to himself that this won't repeat with Legoshi. So basically, like that whole thing with Mizuchi's boyfriend, it's not gonna happen with Legoshi. But we already know it's kind of happening. Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting considering what happens later on. Maybe I'll bring it up later. It's like, why would you think that wouldn't happen with Legoshi? Like, I guess the view of Legoshi is that he's quiet and he keeps to himself, and he's not manly. He's not a male. He's just somebody who exists, I guess. Yeah. Legoshi wouldn't do that.
He's kind of just like categorized as just a wolf.
Yeah.
And at the same time,
he
also
has no sexuality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That'll be important later, I think.
Yes. I see, YouTube.
You see me?
I see you.
That's not good. I look very disheveled. I hadn't watched the episode usually I watch the episodes 2 or 3 times before we do this podcast, but I got home late from my walk and I had to cook, and I was like, I could cook in an hour and watch an episode. I could not.
Especially cooking curry.
The food is on the stove. I ran back and forth between curry and the episode. Oh my god. It's a wonder I even remember what happened. Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just reliving my trauma.
It's okay, too. It's okay.
Thank you.
So on the other side, while Kibi's all like, Legoshi won't do that.
Yeah.
On the other side, we see Haru undressing Legoshi. So it's continuing.
Mayday! Mayday! Help!
She says, just relax. This is my first time with a carnivore too. And then Haru like rubs her fingers through Legoshi's fur. Oh, it's so sexual.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Legoshi is like panicking and wondering. You hear his thoughts, and he's thinking, if this is how small animals greet each other,
do they? What? What?
I think at this point he's just like, okay, this is so weird. Like, what's happening? And he's just trying to think of different reasons, but they're very random.
There are no reasons that this should be happening. He's like, is this a kind of greeting? No, Haru. No, not Haru. No, Legoshi. Dick sucking is not a kind of greeting. I mean, maybe some places, but like not right now.
What? Okay. Moving on.
Yes.
Well, it's still weird, but yeah, so Haru leads like more and more towards well, Legoshi's,
penis.
Yes.
Just say penis, dude. We are not a PG podcast. Penis.
And she said she says, I want to see where this beautiful fur leads to.
So uncomfortable hearing you talk like this.
Me?
Yes. God. And she's like, oh, it's my turn now. She's like, it's a beautiful cream color.
Oh gosh, I have to like shake off all the awkwardness.
Oh no.
She makes this like really cute and curious face as she's saying it too.
like, oh, what is this?
Yeah. And then she asks if it's okay.
If what's okay?
If she goes on and sees where the beautiful fur leads to.
Oh yeah. And the Legoshi, his reaction.
Legoshi's reaction is like priceless. He like I think he snaps like because he yells.
Yeah.
But I think his like anxiety at that point it's reached the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And he yells, "No, it's not okay!" And then Haru is also priceless, and she replies and she goes, "I'm just trying to set the mood here. I'm doing all the work."
Yeah, you could at least like try to help me out here. It's like he's not helping you out because he doesn't want the sex.
The sex?
The sex.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you can tell like she's like a bit taken back from Legoshi's reaction. And slightly angry too because of the way she's standing with her hands on her hips and her tiny little frown too.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to have the sex with you. Come on. Do something.
Get it together.
Get it together, man. Let me okay. Let me see where the fur leads to.
Oh Lord. So then she realizes after all of that, she realizes that she may have misunderstood the situation.
May have.
Really?
Like Legoshi he's like running around. He's all like he's like trying to put his belt back on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then there's like a cute little part too where like Haru while Haru is thinking about what just happened, Legoshi's like running around really awkwardly and he grabs like a blanket to cover her with. And he tells her to be careful not to catch a cold or get bitten by bugs. And he's like doing all of this, running back and forth, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go. Have a good day." And he vominos.
he vominos. He like finagles with the door and he slams it shut and he like runs out.
Yeah. I thought it was like so awkward, but like I thought it was cute because of the way he reacted.
The way he ran around.
Yeah. But like, he was like very like panicked. Yeah. He was very panicked, but at the same time he was like, "Oh, this girl, she might catch a cold. Let me get a blanket too." Like I would not do that.
Here is your modesty. Wear it.
I mean, you just tried to do something to me, but you know. Haru then, like after Legoshi leaves, she's just standing there with the blanket on top of her. And she just kind of like goes over in her head like everything that just happened in the last little bit. And she smiles and chuckles, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, basically, she's like, wow, he really was just here for flowers. I screwed up. No wonder he wanted to run away. It's like, yeah, you screwed up. Like, you didn't just screw up, you screwed up. Like, oh my gosh, you almost screwed
him.
And then she's like, wait, a large carnivore like him would run away from me after being seduced? Wow, what a weirdo. And then I'm like, you're the weirdo. Why did you think automatically think he wanted the sex?
Oh boy.
But
that's
like,
why we were confused. We were like, what are you doing?
This is weird. But yeah, she's right. The fact that he's like a huge, big carnivore, the fact that he just like ran away.
Yeah.
Like he was scared of her.
Yeah.
Right after that, Legoshi like he runs down the stairs away from the gardening club from Haru, right? And he runs all the way down and he stops and he's like touching his stomach where Haru was touching him. And he's like, what the heck just happened to me? And then Kibi is waiting downstairs for him and he like apologizes to Legoshi for rushing out earlier. and he asks him, hey, did anything happen upstairs? And Legoshi's like, no, not really. Is he sure? Is he really sure?
Yeah, something.
I think something happened.
No.
Almost happened. So then Kibby and Legoshi are like walking down the hall together, and Kibby says to him that since he saw Legoshi like running down the stairs so quickly, like 4 steps at a time, he thought something bad had happened. And Legoshi asks him, what do you mean bad? And this is weird. Kibby like pushes Legoshi up against the wall for some reason to explain this next part to him. I'm like, that's unneeded. He's right up against his crotch. His face is like right up against his crotch when he's explaining this to him. It's very unneeded. Like they just could have kept walking, but he felt the need to shove him up against the wall to explain this to him. But anyhow, he tells Legoshi that amongst the herbivores, there's a rumor that Haru is like really promiscuous and that she's been with a lot of guys. And he says, she's a slut. And he thinks, that's too bad because she looks so innocent. What the hell?
That is so sexist.
Yeah. And I'm like, I think now I get what Haru was saying in the other episode. Guys have this perceived version of her in their head because of what she looks like, but that's not what she's actually like. And then they deem her a slut when she only sleeps with them once. Like I don't like I was saying before, I don't think she's looking for a relationship with these guys. But the fact that they fall for her, it's not on her, it's on them, isn't it? Like, why did they deem her the slut? Meow.
I think she's trying to say something about it. I think there's
weigh in on this conversation.
Going on here.
Talk to me about feminism.
Geez, she distracted me. Yeah, if I don't know exactly, like we don't get to see exactly what kind of relationship she has. Not like relationship, but like the, you know what I mean? The type of relationship that she has with the guys.
Yeah.
Right? The creatures, the male creatures, whatever.
The animals.
Yeah. We don't get to see like how it starts off or anything. We just know that she slept with them, right? Yeah. We don't know what she actually says to them or what they say to her or whatever. This is just the end result. But like I think it's important what was communicated to, because if she had originally just told them, oh, like I'm just so you know, like I'm not looking for anything serious or something like that, then it's fine, right? Like it doesn't matter. And if they said that after that, after it was made clear, then she has enough reason to kind of be mad at them for like having this harsh opinion of her, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like if she just didn't, she kind of just played along with them and didn't actually do anything, then I still don't think they should be like slut shaming her. But I can imagine their frustration.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we're not seeing the full picture from both sides as to what's happening here.
Because we just know like their personalities just based on what we've seen so far. But we don't get an inside look at what actually happens.
We only know them a little bit, really.
We know Haru's good. We know they're like slut shaming her, and so they're deemed bad, but we don't know the full story.
Sure.
So we're just kind of going along with it.
Yeah, the guys could be right in a way, but it's still not a nice thing to really say about Haru.
Yeah.
But I guess we know Haru more than they do in a way, because we've seen more about her through Legoshi. So that's why we can sympathize with Haru.
Yeah.
But these guys can't sympathize with her. They've just seen her and thought, that looks cute. And then they fucked her, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then they call her a slut.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I still don't think. I don't think much of these guys, to be honest with you. And neither does Legoshi, because, well, we'll see later on what he says. But anyhow, Kibby said, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I don't think they're good either.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like very immature and whatnot. It's just like, it's just we don't know the base of the relationship from the beginning. But
there's something not being communicated.
But based on what we see, like we know Haru is a good person, and we know that they're slut shaming her, so they're obviously like bad. Especially Kibi, like the way he acts, I don't like it. I don't.
He
like
acts like Haru's a disease.
Yeah, and the way he just like ran away, like all those times, I'm just like, oh, okay.
She's not gonna like automatic. You're not gonna auto fuck. I don't understand. What is she gonna do? You just, I don't get it. What is gonna happen if you just talk with her for a second? I really don't understand.
Maybe he feels like he'll fall into the same trap and he'll fall.
The guys are acting like she has some sort of magical potion that makes you fall for her or something.
Yeah.
She's not doing anything.
No.
But anyhow, then Kibi tells Legoshi, you know, she's trouble, so you should stay away. Although she probably wouldn't try something with a wolf because she's an herbivore, which is wrong. Kibi then asks Legoshi, you know, did you get the roses the drama club needs? And Legoshi, he kind of thinks back to how Haru was carefully tending to all the flowers and how she treated them like her babies. Meow. So he tells Kibi that they need to talk to the others in the drama club and figure out somewhere else to get the roses because he doesn't want to take them from Haru because she takes care of them so carefully. And then he says, you know, despite the rumors, I think Haru was a good person. And then he walks away and Kibi calls him a weirdo. But Kibi's a weirdo.
That he is.
And then Legoshi goes outside to sit, like it's during golden hour, and he's sitting on a park bench outside with a big like windmill thingy. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
And he's thinking about the rumors about Haru, and he thinks that everybody is narrow-minded for calling Haru a slut. But then he remembers that he shouldn't talk because he almost ate her. Like he made
actually almost.
He made some assumptions about her too, and he almost ate her. And then he realizes, you know, I don't know that much about girls anyway, and I've never even had a girlfriend. And to be honest with you, he doesn't seem like the type that would, because this is so weird. I think he's a handsome wolf boy. But he also is very awkward and seems to be very sad and depressed. And he also seems to be very quiet and like keep to himself. So no, I don't think he does seem like the type to have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't think he would be the type either.
Yeah.
I think it would take a really bold kind of personality person.
Haru.
Which is true. Like she doesn't look like she is like that bold just by looking at her, but she is. As we've seen.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it takes a Haru.
It takes a Haru. It doesn't take a village. It takes a Haru.
Yeah. For him to get a girlfriend and also to change him in general.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That happens. I haven't watched, so I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh
my.
What?
Whoa. So in the next scene, we're suddenly at a award ceremony.
I wasn't expecting that. It was just all of a sudden we're in an award ceremony for the school.
Yeah, I just cut to that scene and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, we're here. All right.
Yep.
And
sometimes things in this anime just happen without any explanation, I feel.
Yeah, like I think this part was very random. I don't know if it actually presents anything new.
Yeah, I think the award ceremony does say some stuff. Like, I think it shows something about Louie in a way. In a way, I think it shows how important the drama club is.
I already knew it was very important to him. It just kind of
not just important to him, but like important to like the whole school.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So in this scene, we're at the award ceremony. It's like inside the theater, And on the stage, the headmaster is there, the headmaster of the school. He's a tiger, and his name is Gone.
How'd you figure that out?
I looked it up on Beastars Wikipedia.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he presents the Cheriton School Honor Award to Louie. And Louie gives a whole speech about the drama club delivering its best on the same stage, and he's referring to Adler.
Yeah.
And he talks about coexistence among the animals in the club as well.
Yeah, because the club is made up of herbivores and carnivores and stuff like that. And how like they all get along, and how like they're an example to the school, and how they're all gonna like put on a great show for everybody and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And Legoshi thinks that his speech is like really inspiring.
I would agree. I think a lot of the stuff, I don't know, like I feel like Louie, like even for more scenes later on too, but in general, even from what we've seen so far with him, I feel like Louie is like such a like a role model kind of type of person to the school. But then like when it comes down to just like one-on-one with Louie and Legoshi, he's such a like a what do you call it? Just a bitch. Like he acts so different.
He's like a jerk. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder like if he is the person he presents to everybody.
I have a feeling he's not, but yeah.
Like Legoshi says, like his speech is moving, right? But at the drama club, because then we cut to like the drama club practice, and Kai is complaining about Louis' speech and how like his whole speech is a joke, but since he kicked Kai off of the actors team. And Kai has a point. Louis is contradicted. He contradicted himself by doing that. Like he's talking about how we're all coexisting amongst each other happily, right? And how their club shows that, but that's not true. And sometimes I wonder if Louis even believes what he's saying to people. And maybe I think like we get that answer later on in the episode, but like at that point I was wondering that.
Yeah, and you would think like he has like ulterior motives as well.
Well, he wants to be Beastar.
But yeah, is that the only thing though? I mean, don't answer that. I don't know. It just makes me wonder, like, who is Louie?
He is a deer.
That's like saying, who is Doob? She's a doob.
She is a doob.
She's a human.
She's human doob. Well, who is Louie? Louie is the tall red deer model student that everybody loves and thinks is amazing and a great actor. And he believes in coexistence, and he believes in the herbivores. He believes in the drama club. Or does he?
Yeah, that's the part. Does he though? Does he really? I ponder.
Do ponders. He does a pinder ponder. Pinder ponder.
So then Kai asks Legoshi if he ever wanted to become an actor.
Yeah.
And like Legoshi says, who, me? No.
Yeah, because I don't think Legoshi would want to be in the spotlight.
Yeah. Legoshi's like really socially awkward.
Yeah.
And
I can't imagine him being on the actors team.
Yeah, I don't think he can deal with like so many people at once, and also everyone like looking at him. I think he would mess up his lines too.
Yeah. You know, we haven't met some of the other actors. One of them, his name is Bill. This isn't a spoiler. I'm just saying that right now. His name's Bill, and he's a tiger. And like you could see him in the background in the awards ceremony, Bill the tiger. And like there's Sheila the leopard. She's the head of like, she's one of the leaders of like the dance, I think of like the dance. And then there's Zoe. Like all of those people are actors, and they're semi outgoing, I think. And Legoshi, he fades more into the background. That's why he's on the lighting department.
But I think that's how he likes it too.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be in the front, visible to everyone. Mm-hmm. He'd rather just be in the back doing his thing. He likes
watching Louie act, though, I think.
Yeah. So then Kai says something interesting.
Yeah.
And he says that all the members in the drama club were headhunted before joining as members.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we learned that all of the animals, they were headhunted for a reason because of their like unique or special talents. And they've also been through like hardships in their life as well.
Mm-hmm. So Sheila, the leopard that we were talking about, was a dominatrix at 14. What? At 14? She worked at a dominatrix club or something like that.
Yeah.
Mina, like they like gloss over that really quickly. Mm-hmm. Like they just say it. And I'm like, wait, what? No, what? She did what now? I would like more information. What's happening? Mina, the giraffe, has trypophobia, so she's afraid of like her own spots, so she can't look at herself. Yeah. Do you have that? I have that. Like I can't look at certain things like that has lots of holes. It freaks me out.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have that.
No? Lots of horror like manga or movies, when they do body horror, they'll put like lots of holes or something like into something or on something, and it really freaks me out. I don't like it. Even like naturally occurring things with many holes on them or lots of spots on them really freak me out. It's just weird. And then Kai, he's a mongoose who was raised by hyenas. And the rhino, I didn't catch his name. One of the actors is a rhino. And he thinks that his horn that he's seeing on his nose in his peripheral vision is his guardian angel.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Kai asks Legoshi, do you have a secret? And Legoshi's kind of like, but he doesn't answer him.
Yeah. So apparently they all have secrets, which gets Legoshi to think whether Louie has one too.
Yeah.
And he goes like, a deer with a clean reputation like his? And I think he has a secret too. A big dirty one.
Ooh. What do you think it is? I want to guess from you. What do you think Louie's secret is?
Oh, Lord.
If you had to guess, because I know what it is, but what do you think it is?
I have a feeling he has something to do with Legoshi's behavior.
What do you mean?
Like, because Legoshi, you know how that whole thing with Legoshi and Haru in the beginning?
Okay.
Where he smelled the thing and then he was all like,
the thing, yes, the thing and the thing.
Yeah, it was like that scene, it was not normal.
For Legoshi, you think?
Yeah, like I don't think it was just the you don't
think that the beast that's inside him is his own doing. You think Louie did something to him to make that happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to guess, that would be the one.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay.
Commenters, people who listen, what do you think Louie's secret is?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I think we're going to learn it in the next episode, actually.
Really?
Maybe. I think. Or is it the 5th episode? There's a thing that happens and we learn. Anyhow, okay. Now we're at the Cherryton newspaper office, like all of a sudden, and there's this teeny tiny mouse, and he's jumping around and stomping around and yelling and waving his arms around at the newspaper club members. And he's like, you guys got such a bad picture of Louie at the award ceremony. What is this? What is this? And he shows like a picture, and it's like the back of Louie's head. So like, I understand. That's not a good picture.
No.
And he's like, we needed to get a close-up of the star of the drama club. That's what he sounds like. Da, 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 da.
I'm a Louie fan.
And he's like, because I guess they need to sell copies of their newspaper in order to stay in business. And he's like, girls go crazy for Louie. They go crazy over a close-up of his big, captivating eyes on that small face. Our sales depend on it. He like loses himself for a second while thinking about Louie. And like, picture this. It's so ridiculous. He's standing on top of a teeny mouse desk, jumping up and down and yelling at these big herbivores and carnivores that are like 10 to 12 times his size. But that tiny mouse desk is on top of another regular sized desk. Did you notice?
Yeah. It's so it's kind of funny and kind of cute. Like, I want a tiny desk for my tiny desk.
When the members are leaving the club afterwards, some of them are like, I don't like it when he gets angry, but he's so cute when he does. And then he's like yelling at them like, it all comes down to that money. Get that headshot.
I wonder if we're just getting like a louder version of what's actually happening. I wonder if his actual voice is like
And I've written down here, this is what you look like when you're angry, Doob.
Shut up.
You wave your tiny arms around.
Shut up. Okay, you called him cute, so I'm cute.
I didn't say that. I said the people in the club called him cute. So yeah, he wants a close-up from the first performance of the drama club's play tomorrow from Adler. He wants a nice close-up of Louie on that front page of their newspaper so that way they can sell copies. And the drama club is only they're only having 2 performances, so the newspaper club needs to get it if they want to get paid. So the meeting ends and all the members are leaving, and one of the members is kind of staying back, staring at her camera. She's like a cat, I think, or a panther. I don't know what she is. She's one of those.
I think she's more like a panther.
Okay. She's she's standing back from the rest of the club members and she's looking at her camera. She's like, oh no. And this lizard man, I'm not even kidding, a lizard man comes up to her and says, is there something wrong with your camera? And she says, oh no, yeah, it's not working. And the lizard says, but we need the camera tomorrow for the performance. And the cat or the panther is just like, forget it. I'll get it fixed tomorrow and I'll just go to the second performance instead to get the picture of Louie. And the lizard is like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. And she says, I have a feeling that I'll get a good shot at the last minute. And she says that during a second performance, things are more relaxed. So she might get a shot of Louie messing up or falling off the stage or something. And she's like, that'll make for a great story. Wow.
Yeah.
That's harsh. Like wishing for something bad to happen just so they can have a good story.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like, like how journalists, like press.
Yeah.
People from the press, how they go to like people who are like suffering or who they just like, their child has just gotten murdered or whatever, and they go over to them and they're like, hey, how do you feel? Like,
yeah. I feel empty from within.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to answer them?
Yeah. Like the head of the newspaper club just wants like a nice, sexy. He just wants a really sexy shot of Louie from what he said. But this girl is like, I'm gonna get him falling over. Wouldn't that be great? And also, I did not expect a lizard man. I just did not expect one. Like, for some reason, like, it's weird because all of the animals in this show, their size is like how they would be in real life, right?
Yeah.
Like the little mice and everything. But this lizard, he
gigantic.
He is a big man.
I don't think there are like that big of lizards.
Yeah, there are, but like not. Maybe if he was an alligator.
Yeah.
But he looks like an iguana or something.
Yeah, iguana. I was gonna say he's more like an iguana.
Like a Komodo dragon is pretty big, but I wouldn't expect him to be that big. But this is like a lizard. That's a man, a lizard man. It's very weird. And also, I didn't expect him to have such a calm voice. He was like, but are you sure the paper needs to be finalized by then? Like, he kind of sounds like the antelope.
Mm.
I expected him to hiss, like, are you sure the paper needs to be finished by then? Maybe I'm
maybe
just
if you were
stereotyping.
maybe if you were the voice actress too. So after that, you see Louie in his office, and he's just knelt over next to some medicine, and he's in defeat and going through some like mental / physical breakdown. As he refers to himself like as a predator and the struggles that he's been through. And I just want to know, what kind of struggles are they?
They are some interesting ones. That's all I'll say. But I thought, did he refer to himself as a predator? I thought he referred to himself as prey, because
sorry.
yeah, his whole thing, he's on the ground and he's like in pain because of his foot or his leg or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says, like, every time I train, I feel worse. And like, I think his leg is bothering him, like, but I don't think he wants to admit it to anybody. He doesn't want to say anything about it. And he doesn't want to hear it from anybody about how his leg is how it looks like his leg is bothering him. And then, this is kind of sad, he says, my body wasn't built to fight. I was born to be prey. And while he's saying all of this, while he's thinking about all of like what's happening to him right now and how bad he feels for himself, he's staring at the mask for Adler. And it's like the skull mask with the big wide brimmed hat on. And he's staring at it while he's saying this to himself. He's like, my body wasn't built to fight. I was born to be prey. And then he says, no matter how hard I work, to predators, I'm just. And then his voice trails off as Legoshi comes in.
Yeah. So he sees Legoshi basically in the background, like he's all out of it. He's not really paying attention to the actual wall or whatever he was looking at. He was just in his thoughts, basically lost in his
Louie?
thoughts. Yeah.
He was staring at the Adler mask.
Yeah. He's not, but he was staring at it, but he was just thinking basically a whole bunch of things, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't really looking at it
for himself, yeah.
Yeah. And then he sees like Legoshi walk in, and he immediately gets angry at Legoshi. Like he really looks like he wants to kill him.
Well, I don't think he wants anybody to see him in a moment of weakness. He doesn't want anybody to know about his foot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, he was talking about like predators and prey and stuff like that, right? And then here walks in this predator.
Yeah. So he looks like he's kind of like envious as well at Legacy, because he is a carnivore predator, and Louie is like a prey, an herbivore. Do you agree, Linda? Yeah, so then Legacy apologizes for walking in because Louie is saying, why didn't you knock? Like,
I told you to always knock before you come into my office.
And Legacy said he'd actually already knocked, but there was no answer. So boo you, Legacy. Or not Legacy, Louie. You're okay, Legacy.
Don't get them mixed up like me.
So so then he starts to talk about the lighting techniques all of a sudden.
Yeah, Legoshi, yeah.
Legoshi, yeah. That he's been using to increase like the dramatic effect in the certain scenes in Adler. And he basically came there to ask Louie for his advice. You can tell like how much Legoshi looks up to Louie.
Or as you've written here, Louie.
All the way to Ui's office.
To Ui's office.
Just ask for his opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, he must really value his perspectives a lot.
I think Legoshi really likes Louie. He really looks up to him as like a role model because Louie's really outgoing and stuff, and Legoshi is just like this quiet, sad
I think he's like the
guy.
opposite of him.
Who?
Louie.
Louie? Yeah, because Louie is this herbivore, but he's very strong and like he's a really good role model. Meanwhile, Legoshi is this carnivore who's just perceived to be strong, but he's not any of those things. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he really looks up to how Louis carries himself and how he can command a room, how he can say a speech and inspire and move so many people just with his words.
He definitely has a thing for him.
A thing. Okay, Doob.
So then Louis gets mad again at Legoshi when he sees Legoshi's claws like kind of come out a little bit. And it intimidates him as well.
I got so angry at Louis for this because Legoshi, he's literally just moving his hands around naturally as he's talking and he's explaining about the lights. And Louis, you can see it in his eyes as Legoshi's talking. He's not listening to Legoshi. He's looking at Legoshi's claws and he's getting more and more angry. And he says to Legoshi, the way you move your body is aggressive. And it's like, what the fuck? Legoshi, he even apologizes and he says, I'm sorry. I try to clip my nails every day, but they end up growing back the next day just as sharp. And I can't, and I'm thinking, like, you can't help that. You're a wolf. And Louis says, are you saying you can't resist your feral instincts? Like, you're not even gonna try? And I'm like, wow. And you know what? What I thought when he said to Legoshi about, the way you move your body is aggressive, that seems like a microaggression, don't you think? Against Legoshi. He's not doing it on purpose. That's just how he is. Louis is just perceiving that as aggressive.
Yeah. And even like right after when he says like he hates large carnivores like him the most, and then like he brings his fangs out in order to get him to bite him. Like he puts his hands in there and he's like, bite me. Like, what the fuck?
He's like, why don't you take responsibility for yourself? If you can't hide yourself, you know what I mean? If you can't hide yourself, then why don't you bite me? Show me your true self. Again, he's going on about this whole show me your true self stuff with Legoshi. And Legoshi is like, what the fuck? I don't understand what's going on. And Louis gets up and, like you said, he shoves Legoshi against the wall and he puts his hand in Legoshi's mouth and pushes his lips back to reveal his fangs, and he shoves his hand up against them and he's like, bite me.
Oh,
and he's about to push his hand all the way into Legoshi's fangs because he wants, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's like, why are you walking around? He has this like thing against Legoshi because he walks around not being a big bad wolf. He walks around trying to hide it, but he's like, you're not doing a very good job hiding it. It comes out anyway. So why don't you take responsibility for that and just show yourself? Just do it. You know what I mean? Show it to anybody anyways. And then he sees his own reflection in Legoshi's teeth and he hesitates. And then Legoshi pushes him off when he hesitates.
Yep. So he like Legoshi just like pushes him out and he says to Louis about how Louis is also strong and how tomorrow everyone will see how strong he really is when he presents the play in Adler, when he plays his part in Adler.
Yeah, when he plays Adler in Adler.
Part, yeah. when this this part like happened, I was thinking like Legoshi is so sweet. Because even though I feel like Legoshi sees the best in people, no? Because a lot of times, like, whatever opinions of like for Haru, people have all these opinions of her. Even for him, like, it's not like that scene with the two of them where she started, doing the thing,
undressing herself for the sex.
Yeah,
The
I
thing.
think if it was any other creature, I think they would have had the same kind of opinion as everyone else, and they would have been like, "Oh, she's a slut," and like walked away or something.
Yeah, or done the sex.
Yeah. Sorry, more like done the sex. Yes. But no matter what the decision is, he had a good opinion of her, regardless, and I think that says something. And even now, it's like even more so, because he's just been a jerk. Louie?
That's even more than a jerk. He's being so creepy and weird. Like, bite me, show me who you really are, bite me. I think Louie has an issue with himself more than he does with Legoshi.
Yeah.
He has, I think it's like an internalized hatred, don't you think? Because he can only be, sorry?
He's definitely not happy.
He can only be prey. He can never be the predator.
Yeah. But Legoshi continuously sees the best in him. Yeah. I don't think he's ever had a bad opinion of him at all yet. Even though Louie has been acting negatively towards him a lot, especially this scene. But
yet is the key word.
But he just kind of inspired him.
Legoshi, you know how you said that he tells Louie, you're also strong? He also says, like, I need to pretend and resist to being my true self because there's no denying that I'm strong. Like, people see him and they immediately make assumptions of him based on him looking like a wolf. Like, you are strong, you are scary, you eat herbivores, right? But Louie, he thinks Louie is different. He says to Louie, like, you're strong and it means something because your strength is pure. It's not based on how you look or what you are. You just are strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So Louie looks really moved by Legoshi at this point. He was like kind of like just staring at him in awe. But right after Legoshi walks away after saying all these sweet things to Louie, Louie smirks and says, "I didn't expect to hear these things from you."
What did he expect then?
I don't know. Like, what do you know?
Legoshi's only ever been nice to you.
Anyways, I'm suspicious of him.
Okay, all right. You'll learn things soon enough, my young ward. Did you notice that Legoshi is always apologizing for himself? Like, he even apologizes when he leaves Louie, but he didn't do anything wrong. He's never doing anything wrong. But he's always apologizing for, like, existing.
Yeah, even today. Even today.
Today, right now? Today. This happened today?
Even in this scene.
Today?
Yes, when they
we go to Cherryton Academy too, right, dude? And we saw this happen today when we were peeking in the windows of the drama club
like we normally do.
Oh yeah, and then we go to class.
This whole podcast is about what we see.
Oh yeah, we saw this for real. We are in Beastars. Tube is a tiny mouse, and I'm a gray wolf, and she rides on my shoulder.
Oh, okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I want to draw that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes? We were talking about something serious.
Yeah. Even when he walked in, after knocking, and Louie thought that Louie got mad at him. He was like, "Oh, I told you to knock, but he did knock.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, oh, yeah, I did knock, but I'm sorry. I apologize. Like, you don't have to apologize. You knocked. He didn't answer. You came in.
Yeah.
End of story.
He he's always doing these things to hide himself or make himself seem like he's the one who was wrong. He's like, he hunches over when he walks to make himself smaller. He clips his nails to make them not threatening, and he speaks really softly so he's not like growling like a wolf does, and he hides his teeth. He's just doing all of these things to make himself not himself.
Yeah.
He's hiding.
Yeah. Poor Legoshi.
Poor Legoshi.